ang sentro ng mga usap-usapan at ang mga nakayayanig na detalye, mga nakagugulantang na katotohanan, nandito na.
Mga haritraina, prinsip at prinsasa na kanikin nilang mga palasyo. Welcome back to my channel. Isang malamig at maulan na araw po para sa ating lahat at habang nanlalamig ang panahon ay magiging mainit pa ang ating talakayan today. At bago po natin simulan is let's check muna the showbiz news. Harry Styles has released his newest golden music video, which is part of his second album, Fine Line. It was released Monday evening. But what's distracted the viewers is what's on the video. Let's have a little look. Heto po ang naging video ni Harry Styles kung saan ay tumatakbo siya. At napansin po ng mga viewers na habang tumatakbo siya, ay parang may tumatakbo din kasama niya. And that's our latest showbiz news. Let's go to Life as a Nurse in the UK, Part 2. This is now the Part 2 of our Life as a Nurse in the UK Q&A portion. So for those who have not watched the Part 1 of our Life as a Nurse in the UK Q&A, it's still available for viewing in our YouTube channel. So, like what I said, is I posted something on my Facebook account, and I said something in there. Anybody who has questions about working as a nurse in the UK, please leave your questions below for my next video. Example was, magkano ang sweldo ng nurse sa UK kada buwan? So, ang una natin dito for the part 2 is from Abs Abante. Based sa imong years na stay dira, asa ni mo gusto mo puyo, Jod? Without any reason na mas gusto ni mo sa UK kaya dako sweldo sa Pinas o sa UK. So to answer that question, if I have enough money to support myself when I retire, I think I would go back to the Philippines. But the fact that when you go back to the Philippines when you get old, and when you get sick, is you have to pay for everything. Unlike here in the UK, is that when you get old, you get sick, you will be admitted to the hospitals. Everything is free. You don't really have to pay for anything, from food, from clothing, to medicines, to antibiotics. Halos lahat libre. And you know what? When you can't find a place to live into, they will find a place for you. So, isusupport ka ng government. Pero nga gaya ng sabi ko, in contrast to that, if I have, the enough finances to financially support myself, I would go back to the Philippines. Like what they said, there is really no place like home. In the Philippines, my family's there, my mom's there, my siblings are there, my friends are there, my relatives are there. So, iba talaga yung feeling or iba yung excitement every time na nagbabakasyon ako sa Pilipinas. And you know what? If I'm being honest with you, every time I come back in the UK from my holiday in the Philippines, I actually get depressed. Nadidepress po ako every time bumabalik ako dito sa UK kung nagbabakasyon ako sa Pilipinas. Most of the time when I come back is I still have like a week or 2 weeks days off. And what I normally do when I come back here in the UK is that I just stayed home. Tapos hindi ako masyadong bumabangon, nagkukulong ako sa kwarto, minsan iiyak ako. And the last time that I've been to the Philippines, good thing that William I was already with William, because napakahirap, especially when you're alone, and when you come back in the UK alone, napakahirap, napakabigat po sa feeling. So napakahirap po. It's our life here in the UK is very, very difficult emotionally, especially when you got families away from you. Napakahirap, napakabigat po. If you only knew how we feel, na andito kami, malayo kami sa aming mga family, sobrang hirap. You know what? I shed so many tears. Here in the UK, na naaalala ko yung mga kapatid ko sa Pilipinas, naaalala ko si mama na hindi ko sila nakakasama habang tumatanda ako. It's very difficult. People might say that you're enjoying yourself, may pera ka, you can buy everything you want, you got a lavish life here in the UK. No, that's not actually the fact. So sa tanong na where do I want to live? Is it in the Philippines or in the UK? Napakahirap po talaga na question, especially when it comes to support from the government. I have nothing against the Philippine government kasi in fairness to our president, I think he's been doing his best para sa kapakanan ng lahat. But with what we heard, especially with the health systems in the Philippines, napakahirap po, especially when you get old and you have nothing, wala kang pera na pambayad sa pampa-hospital and sa pambili ng gamot, it would be very difficult. Unlike here in the UK, in fairness to the health systems here, especially the NHS, you're very much supported. Gaya nga ng sinabi ko, when you get sick, tumanda ka dito sa UK, you will get most of the support from the government. Like what I said earlier, from the food, the clothing, yung titirhan mo, halos lahat gagawin ng government. Let me just tell you, kung na-admit ka sa hospital dito at they think na hindi ka kayang suportahan ng pamilya mo, or it will be unsafe for you to go back to your own home alone, bibigyan ka nila ng carers. They do have the so-called package of care, kung saan is there will be people in the community to help you, to assist you with washing, dressing, cooking your food or providing your food. Andito po yan sa UK. So it's really, really difficult to answer that question. Sobrang napakainit ng talakayan natin today. Unang question pa lang yan, so part 2, napakainit na. And we have a lot of things to say, but I'm just hoping na na-answer ko in a way yung naging tanong niya. Let's proceed now sa ating next question. It's from Neil Marin Badiles, and his question is, madali lang ba makahanap ng love as a UK nurse? Hato na naman tayo. It's all about love again. So let's talk about love this time. So what he was trying to say is it easy to find love as a UK nurse? Every time they ask me this question, I would say that, if I am, or if I was a girl, I think, or a boy, sorry, or if I was a girl, or maybe kung naging straight ako, I believe na mas madaling makahanap ng love how do you say it? Is it like so kung naging babae lang po ako, or if I am straight, yeah, I think it would be easier for me to look for love, or to find love, or to be in love. Because the thing is that, I actually do receive texts from a lot of people saying that I am actually lucky to find my love, to have William with me, especially that we are part of the, how do you say, of the third gender, of the LGBTQ, RST, UVWXYZ. By the way, we say Z in the UK, we don't say Z. So, because I think, oh my god, baka mabash ako. It's actually not just coming from me, but from my friends as well. Most of the when you go to dating apps ng third gender, maybe halos if not all of them is just looking for for fun, naghahanap lang ng ng aliw, naghahanap lang ng pampalipas oras, and it's very very difficult to really find yung taong naghahanap ng love, yung taong mamahalin ka, at yung makahanap ng chemistry, makahanap ng click, is very, very difficult for the third gender to, to find our true love. I don't really want to. Sorry. And one more thing, there's actually no profession when it comes to love. Whether you're a nurse, a doctor, a driving instructor, a cleaner, a police officer, when love comes, minsan hindi mo alam, in love ka na pala. So, wala talagang profession when it comes to when finding love, dumalating na lang ang love na minsan, yun nga, sabi ko, hindi mo alam, in love ka na pala. Our next question today is from Vim Lopez Lazalita, and her question is, Abs, asa mas worth it magsettle sa London bar or sa countryside? So what she's trying to say is, where is much more worth it to live? Is it in London, or is it in the countryside? When you say countryside, is outside London basically. When it comes to that question, which one is worth it to live, UK or in countryside, I think if you're looking for a quieter place or a more peaceful place to live, I think mas gugustuhin mong tumira sa countryside. Because when you talk about financial, it depends on how you manage your money. Whether you live in London or you live in the countryside, I think depende sa kung paano mo i-handle yung money mo. Because the thing is that when you live in London is to get this London waiting allowance, you normally would receive like around maybe 3 to 500 pounds a month. Whereas when you live in the countryside is you don't really get these so-called London allowance. But the thing is that when you live in the countryside, the houses are actually cheaper, and you can actually have much more from your money. Mas malaki ang bahay, possible na mas malaki ang bahay mo if you have let's say 250,000 pounds. I think you can actually get maybe 2 to 3 bedroom house. I think at least 3 bedroom house when you live in the countryside. Whereas kung nasa London ka, with 250 pounds, I think you can only get maybe a 1 bedroom flat, or maybe a 1 bedroom house. So that's actually the difference. With her question about settling, I think it depends din sa tao, because some people would prefer to live in the city kung saan there's more, mas available transportation, mas madaming shops, mas madaming, but you can get more access to a lot of things. But some people would prefer to live in a much quieter place like the countryside, kung saan they want to see more trees, rivers, mag-alaga ng mga hayop, they can raise may mga chickens, pigs, cows. It depends sa tao kung saan sila magsisettle. Because we actually have I think we have different meanings when it comes to settlement or settling. Yeah, because settling to other people could mean that they live around the city, but settling in other people could mean living surrounded by trees and by nature. So settling could be different from one and the other. So I think, yeah, that's how it is. So depende na sa tao yan kung saan sila mag-settle. So I hope na-answer ko yung tanong mo. Napaka-difficult, napakahirap ba? I hope nasagot ko talaga yung tanong mo. So maraming salamat po. Thank you very much for all those who watched this video. Meron pa po tayong part 3 sa ating live as a nurse in the UK Q&A portion. So everyone, mga ka-royals, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment below. And don't forget as well to hit the notification bell. Bye!